Alright, hi guys. Apologies for having sort of back-to-back rant videos on consecutive days, but I just wanted to have a bit of a complaint about this because for a while I've been, working on planning some FTO tutorial videos and things like that, and like I think I mentioned in a previous video, I wanted to get them done before Euros if that was possible, so I'd ordered the cube and whatever and I was waiting on it, and it got delayed, so I didn't quite have the chance to get them done before Euros, which was a shame. And that's partly because I didn't know when the next opportunity to record a video I would have was going to be, because I knew I'd have the chance before Euros, but sadly I couldn't use it. And obviously it's been like a week and a half or so, something like that, since I've been back, and until now I hadn't had a good time to record a video, unfortunately, or like I wasn't, and like I hadn't finished the notes and all of that, so I didn't have the chance, which was annoying because, like I said, I've been wanting to do it for a while. And I've been saying for a while that I was going to have them done soon because, I want to make sure I get them out with like plenty of time before FTO becomes an event, so that anyone who wants to learn, and be prepared for when it becomes an event can do so, because I think I can make quite a good tutorial. As I've said, this is all stuff I've said before. But the point is, today, earlier on, my parents went out for a bit, and so I was in the house by myself for a bit, and I didn't know quite how long it was going to be. But I also wasn't expecting to have the chance to record today, so I was like, oh, okay, I'd better get on it. And so I tried. Like I said, I didn't know how long I was going to have, and I also hadn't had lunch at that point, and it was like 1 o'clock, 1:30, whatever time it was. So I was like, okay, I'll have lunch first, then I'll get set up, do one of the recordings, and it was going to be my TCP video because like I finished all of my notes for that, and it, like, in theory is not going to be as long as the tutorial itself. So I was like, okay, I'll just bash that one out now. And I spent a while trying to get set up because again, one of the things I've mentioned before, got a new tripod or like a new camera stand, and so I was trying to figure out how to get that at like the right angle and all of that. I was trying to figure out how to get the right position so I had the right lighting and everything, and so it took a while to get set up. And obviously one of the big things for the tutorials that I want to do is I want to make sure everything is explained as clearly as possible. So I wanted to go into a bit more detail than I've seen a lot of tutorials do. So I made sure that I, spent a decent amount of time on each case and all of that, and explained it in a way that I thought was clear, and in a way that, a lot of tutorials that I've seen haven't done. So yeah, so I was trying to do that, and it did, to be fair, it did take quite a while. I probably could have gone through it a bit quicker than I was doing. But like I said, I wanted to make sure I got everything done, and it was just unfortunate that like the fact that I needed to have lunch, and also the fact that I needed to like do all the setup first, just happened to take a while. Just everything happened to take a while, and like I said, I didn't know exactly when my parents were going to get back, but also they did end up getting back like earlier than I was expecting, which was annoying because at that point I was about 2/3 of the way done through the recording. So I'd done a lot of it, and like I said, it had taken a while, but I'd done most of it, and I was really hoping that I could have got it finished before they got back, so that I could just use that. But unfortunately that was not to be the case, and so I was quite annoyed because at this point, like, I've got 2/3 of the video done already. I don't know if I'm even going to use that, because obviously I want to use it because I want to feel like doing all that setup and all that was worth it. But at the same time, for it to be worth it, I'd have to, have another opportunity where I can do the same setup and record from where I left off, and I don't know when that'll be. And like, the other option for recording a video would be to do it at night when, other people are in bed, and you have to be a bit more quiet. But I can do that. I can edit the volume of the video, so it should be fine. But my concern is the lighting, because obviously at night there's no natural lighting, and during the day there is. And obviously it would be much nicer, if at all possible, to just have a video recorded in natural lighting. So yeah, I was really hoping not to have to end up recording a video at night if I didn't need to. But I think at this point I might just have to suck it up and do that, because like I said, I don't know when the next available opportunity is going to be. I know the setup will take a while, and I just want to make sure the video is just like good quality and I'm not rushing myself, so yeah, it's a bit annoying that I ended up not wasting, but like doing like an hour and a half, 2 hours of work, and then it not being really usable for anything. So yeah, it is annoying. And anyway, to tie this all into the title of this video, because this may have seemed quite tangential until now, I do think this would not really be a problem pretty much at all if I had a better bedroom. Now let me explain. So our house is a 2-bedroom house. It's only meant to be a 2-bedroom house anyway, but as of right now, as there have been for the last, I don't know, 18 years or so, it's been a 3-bedroom house. Because what happened was when my brother was born, my brother's about 3.5 years younger than me, we couldn't fit a full-size bed, or like a proper bed, and like a cot or whatever in the same room. Like it just wouldn't quite fit. So the only other option was to use the other like spare little, I guess kind of like an office room, box room upstairs, and turn that into another bedroom. And so the garage was converted as well. That's no longer a garage, it's like a dining room / office room. It's where my dad works when he's working from home now. So yeah, we moved stuff around a bit, and for some reason, to this day I can't work out why, but despite me being the oldest, I was the one that got moved into the smaller room, the one that's not even meant to be a bedroom. No idea why. It's frustrated me for ages, but you know, I don't really complain about it because there's not really anything I can do about it. You know, I just got to live with it. But yeah, that's always been annoying because a lot of people I know just spend a lot of time in their bedrooms doing stuff. You know, whether it's like playing video games or whatever, or cubing, like it would have been for me. But my bedroom is so small that I can't fit a desk in there. It's like I have a single bed, right? The smallest type of bed you can get basically for an adult, and it's pushed up into one corner of the room, right? The head of the bed is up against the wall, and the foot of the bed is probably only about 1/2 meter from the other wall, so it's really not very long. And so that's the longer dimension as well. And so when I stand up, you know, in the room, and I reach my hands out, if I touch one of the side walls, I'm genuinely about 1/2 foot from touching the other side wall. So I haven't actually measured it. I can't give like accurate measurements, but yeah, it's not very big. Obviously the bed takes up quite a bit of space. Then my wardrobe is in like the other corner, and it kind of blocks out part of the light from the window because of just where the window is. The wardrobe just sort of sticks out a bit in front of it, and then my chest of drawers is right next to that, and I can't fully open my bedroom door because it will bump into the chest of drawers because there just isn't enough space. So I can only open it like just over halfway basically. And then behind the door I have the smallest of bookcases, which probably is holding about 50 books right now, and about 3 times as many just on top of it and around it, because there's nowhere else to put them. And so the space that I have to actually like stand up in my bedroom is pretty minimal. Like when I open the wardrobe doors, it comes out, it almost like touches the bed. It's not far away from touching the bed, so it's just, there's no space to do anything, is the point. It's really difficult to get anything done, and it's impossible to fit a desk in, quite literally. So for my whole life I've never had a desk in my bedroom. I got into Oxford without a desk in my bedroom, and those 3 years while I was at uni have remained to be the only time in my life when I have had a desk in my bedroom. So yeah, obviously I made the most of that then, but what that means is that all of my work and all of my cubing and all of the other stuff that pretty much everyone does in their room, I can't. So I have to do it downstairs at just like the living room table, which is like fine, I guess, because it's next to a big window and I get some light there and it's nice. However, it makes it significantly harder to concentrate because, you know, because it's in the living room, people keep going out in and out of the living room all the time, doing stuff around me, and a lot of the time I just get asked to do stuff while I'm in the middle of doing something else that I want to do. So I've never really had that privacy that you can get. Like, I could just go in my room, right? But I never do because I have to sit or lay on my bed, and with my laptop that's never going to be really that comfortable. I'd rather just, you know, be able to sit down at a desk, but that means I have to go in the living room and having to keep dealing with all these like unskippable side quests that I get given. So yeah, it is pretty annoying, to be honest, but like I said, there is nothing I can do about it, so I never normally bother complaining. It's doubly annoying because my brother could fit a desk in his room, so yeah, great, I love that. Isn't that fantastic? But anyway, But anyway, yeah, the whole point of the first part of this ramble was to say that, and if I could fit a desk in there and that I could just close the door and get on with stuff, then yeah, I feel like I would be able to make even better videos, because I wouldn't have to either be always rushing or spending ages trying to get set up from a recording point of view that I don't normally do, or I wouldn't have to always be quiet and then have to edit my voice in the editing so that it sounds kind of weird, because it also sounds like I'm sort of whispering but sort of not. I wouldn't have to do any of that, but unfortunately I do. So yeah, like I said, nothing I can do about it. It's just really annoying. And so yeah, like I said, I think I will just suck it up and end up recording all of the FTO videos, and probably any more videos that I want to do in the future at night, and just hoping that I can get the lighting to work out, because so what I do for recording videos at night, I don't do it in the living room because the sound will carry, but in our dining room, which used to be the garage, because it's kind of not really the same building, it's obviously joined on to the house, but it's not there's a step down as you go into it and all of that, and there's nothing directly above you except for the loft, so the sound doesn't carry anywhere near as much. And I know this because when I've been doing late night VCs or something with any group of friends, I've done it in there, and anytime I do cubing, if I want to use a stack mat, that's another big thing. If I want to use the stack mat, I go in there, because the sound of me stopping the timer or whatever, that carries if I'm in the living room, but it doesn't if I'm in the dining room. I know that the sound doesn't carry anywhere near as much there, so it should be fine. It's just annoying that I feel like I always have to make so many compromises. But that is life sometimes, so I'm just going to suck it up and get on with it. So yeah, that's about it, I guess. I don't know how soon the FTO videos will be out, but I guess as soon as I finish planning them, then it'll be good. And so yeah, until then I'll keep being annoyed, but it happens. So yeah, apologies for the rant once again. I'm trying my best. That's about it for today. See you tomorrow.